we're not sure what Doc is playing, so it's a mystery to both us as the commentators as well as you guys. So hopefully it'll be something fun. Ivan, what do you think he's playing? I think he's like on Bug Nifid or something. Odd. I can't hear Ivan, unfortunately. It seems like Doc and them are trying to decide who's going first. Unfortunately, while we work through the issues for Ivan, I'm going to try and pull up Doc's deck list. Ooh, he's playing Yorion Nickfit. Okay, that's interesting. And hopefully we can get Ivan working in a couple seconds. You might need to.
Well, if you can't hear Ivan, you can definitely hear me. So yeah, this is definitely going to be Yorion Nickfit. This is something Doc put together last week, and been his little.
And I'm kind of excited to see how this turns out again.
Yeah.
We did see it played, I believe, in the last tournament with Doc.
Yeah. And I think it did fairly well as well.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure how he's going to turn this out again. Against Blue Green Stasis, I really haven't seen Stasis played.
I haven't seen Stasis actually in a long time. And I think this is really going to be an interesting matchup because with the fact that Doc is going to want to leverage his lands as a resource, Stasis is essentially use them as a resource, deny him of. I think it's really going to be interesting how those fit together.
Yeah, honestly, because of how long it's been since I've seen Stasis, it's going to be a wild surprise because Doc probably hasn't seen it.
Probably not. I think this might actually catch him completely off guard.
And I'm sorry if you guys can hear us aggressively typing. It's quite loud. And I heard Ivan, so we might have my co-commentator back.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we're good.
Yeah, I just had to restart Discord. I'm sorry about that, folks.
Classic.
Yeah, just have a bit of technical errors here, but I am back once again. So it looks like Doc's ready to go as well.
Perfect.
Hey, we made it. We did it. Shout outs to let's see, on Sadistic for covering for me there for a minute. And once again, welcome back, Dax. Great to see you again.
Yeah, it's I'm just happy to have my co-commentator back. That's the main thing.
Hey, glad to have you here, man.
So hopefully we get things settled off. I don't expect that Doc is going to know blue-green stasis is in his future.
Oh my
I don't think anyone expects that.
No, I had no idea it was coming and I the list earlier, and I was like, oh boy, this should be fun. So did we get we did get an official deck for
We did. It is on the stream now. It's a Yorion deck. Let me link it.
yeah, if you just link me real quick, that'd be great.
Might also want to turn down the Discord notifications because they are loud. They are loud. And it seems like we're going to start up here. I wasn't sure who won the dice roll.
I didn't get to see it either, unfortunately. We will know very soon, though.
Yeah. I'm sure in the replays everyone will know, but unfortunately here we don't have such luxuries.
Right.
Unfortunate blessings.
All right, cool. I now have the giant pile of cards that is Dr. Leo's deck in front of me now.
And Doc is going first with a Verdant Cavacomb fetch, probably into a Bayou, yep. And I wonder if he's going to start off with a Cabal Therapy.
That would be incredible. Oh, yeah.
Oh, whew. Naming Force of Will, I would assume here.
Yeah, I would too. In the blind, I'll usually almost always name Force of Will, or even Brainstorm, just because it's ubiquity.
Yeah, I wonder if Lemon is going to think about this. Oh, nope. So I'm assuming the name is Force of Will. Probably all abysses. You're going to see a Spells Pierce, a Daze, a Ponder, a... God, what the heck is that, actually? That is a Frozen Aether.
Frozen Aether. Kismet, plain...
Forsaken City, Mystic Sanctuary, and a Polluted Delta.
Yes, okay, so the Forsaken Sanctuary is pretty sweet, then.
Actually, I'm wrong. That is not a Ponder. That is an Ensnare.
Ensnare is what that is, yes.
Yeah. For those not familiar, you may return 2 islands you control to their owner's hand instead of paying its cost. Tap all creatures. Otherwise, it's 3 and a blue.
Yes, and so he will be consistently using that alternate cost, I'm assuming, to basically rebuy his lands in order to be able to replay them under a stasis lock.
I would assume so, and I think Doc finally realized what he's playing against.
Yeah,
as we can see the head smash.
His head on the table, yeah. Yeah, we've been talking about grindy matches all night. It looks like we are in for another one.
I think this is the first time the mods are up, finally, in terms of like game wins and matches. We are 2-0, I think, so far.
Whoa.
Because Chaotic took it over Charble, and Rad took it over Malfi.
Absolutely.
Man, the one night we actually do well is the night we have all these audio issues and all these problems.
Well,
Unfortunately.
We'll keep doing this, and it'll keep getting better.
So it looks like we're going to have a Polluted Delta start from Lemon. He's drawn a card that we don't know yet, but Doc is writing down all the names. I'm assuming that Lemon wants to put them away.
Yes.
Interestingly enough, if he plays this wrong, if he has a spell that he wants to either Daze or Spell Pierce, for example, you can respond to the fetch and have a lot of fun doing that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, we have good old Veteran Explorer hitting the field now.
You know, turn 2 Veteran Explorer is not bad.
No, I mean, he's gonna have to use his own therapy, I'm assuming, yeah.
I would assume so. And now the question is, does he want to do anything to it? He will. He's going to crack. I'm not sure what he wants to do exactly, though. He might decide to daze it, but that seems kind of dumb.
Yeah, I think he's going to go... It looks like he's going for the Spell Pierce. That seems right.
Okay.
The daze for something...
more meaningful.
Yeah. Not set himself back.
Yeah. Also, he has a Polluted Delta open, so he can just crack it.
Yes, and as I mentioned before, using those alternative costs of bouncing your lands is actually invaluable in this deck here because he's going to need to replay his lands for Stasis and try to keep Doc underneath it.
Ooh, he's running revised islands, I believe.
I like that. I like the if you're using revised dual lands, I really like the complementary revised basics. It looks really good.
And we're gonna get a fetch probably on end step here to get a forest snow covered. Well, now you know at least Lemon's not playing Arkham's Astrolabe.
Yes.
You might not have known that beforehand, but
right.
Oh no, it looks like he got an island and a forest off of the Veteran Explorer and the black snow swamp off of the Pluto Delta. To play another Cabal Therapy, and this just feels bad.
At another Cabal Therapy. Do you think we'll see the hard cast days?
No, I don't think we'll do anything.
Yeah.
It seems kind of a waste.
Yeah.
He's got 2 open mana. You have a lot of issues there. Although we do see the Stasis. Yeah. And the realization has kicked in that that is a Stasis deck, and we're going to probably see an Ice Fang Quaddle.
Absolutely. Yeah. Called it.
And he's going to draw his card, and he's got Death Touch. Pretty good start for Lemon. For Doc, sorry. Lemon is in an interesting spot. He is getting the mana he needs, but it does leave you in a stasis that you don't want to be in.
And we're flashing back to therapy.
I would assume he's calling stasis this time around. And sure enough, we're going to see the stasis taken away. And honestly, this is just a brutally efficient game.
Yeah,
Doc has had
therapies here.
The best start. And honestly, I'm not sure what we can see in Lemon's deck that'll actually get him out of it. I mean,
take a look here. I mean, he could top deck, get something like a Garuk just to try and get some bodies on the board and keep them going. But then again, at this point, I feel like Doc's deck is just going to be able to go over top of any sort of, 3 beaters or anything at this point.
Yeah, it is one of those things. He will be able to get his stasis back, though, very soon. He's got a Mystic Sanctuary, which will get it back. Or he goes for a date. Interesting play.
It shouldn't work with the stasis, correct?
You're correct. The stasis should not work because it only hits instants and sorcery. So he's going to get a daze back. And he casts the Force and Aether. Of course, he's got to do something with his mana, and it's better off to just do artifacts, creatures, everything kind of comes in tapped.
Absolutely, and just sort of try and play for the long game and keep Doc as low and in prison as much as possible.
Yeah. Funnily enough, this is probably one of the only circumstances you'll end up in a situation where your Pluto Deltas and your fetches come in tapped.
Yeah.
Although we do see a tapped Wasteland. That is a brutal one. You would have liked to have seen that on tap.
Certainly.
We get to see an Oko.
All right.
Now we just end up in an interesting play pattern where you can just plus and plus again. Plus for the food and then make the food into a dude.
Yeah.
Or a creature, I should say.
And that seems to beat out Garuk Wildspeaker, if you ask me.
Yes. Interesting to note, the food will not come into play tapped because it's been there for a while. It will come into play tapped, the artifact itself, which should be tapped. That definitely should be checked because he cannot crack it.
Yeah. Looks like there's going to be a lot of shenanigans going on with these tapped and untapped and.
Yep, and Doc has realized that we saw a Forsaken City. I'm not actually familiar with this card.
Forsaken City is one of the lands that goes very, very well with the Stasis game plan because you can continuously return it to your hand in order to use it over. And you do that by exiling a card from your hand. And I'm sorry, it untaps it. It doesn't untap
Yes.
during the tap step. So the other thing being is maybe I'm just crazy here, but Frozen Aether is all players, correct?
No. Just opponents. It'd be a lot more fair if it wasn't.
Yeah, I was wondering why that came in untapped. My bad. Yeah, this is all fairly newish to me as well. This is a very spicy brew we're seeing here. You don't get to see this very often.
Yeah, it's one of those brews I haven't seen in a long time. Stasis used to be a meta deck way back in the day of early, 2018, early 2017. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Honestly, didn't even know it was big, even within the last few years. So that's interesting.
Yeah, Stasis has been around for a long time. It's got some metagame shifts, but it was much bigger back in the early days of, I would say, like the countertop meta. But it's gotten some play patterns recently. You've got Growth Spiral, you've got Mystic Sanctuary, you've got Wilderness Reclamation, which we'll see later. You got a lot of cool stuff, especially with the Veil of Summers in the side. You just end up in a lot of play patterns where you are a little bit more favored than you used to be.
Certainly.
And it seems like he put out a Scavenging Ooze. This could be a potentially bad situation.
Mitchell says, it makes me miss Gush. Yeah, that and many other things make me miss Gush, my friend.
Gush is a strong card, banned in Pauper now. So, even too good for Pauper. Same with Daze.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're swinging for 5. This is going to be a brutally efficient beatdown of Lemon.
Yeah.
You can't get a Stasis game going. Although we don't know what the 2 cards are.
Oh, we certainly don't.
I mean, he might be attempting to accumulate, to get to Stasis, and then just bounce a lot of things, do taps, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Get those Chain of Vapors rolling.
Ooh, and then Insult to Injury, we got Leovold.
Oh, boy.
And it seems like Lemon just wants to be sure that that is a Leovold.
Priest in chat says, Lemon needs a ton right now. Yeah, I would be inclined to agree with that.
Oof. Yeah, this is one of those times where you don't like what you're doing here.
Another food.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that Oko going away either anytime soon.
No. It looks like we're going to fetch down probably for another island. I can't imagine what else it would get besides maybe like a Trop or something.
Yeah.
Tropical's already on the board, so maybe like a Mystic Sanctuary if he wants another one.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Brainstorm would be nice on this turn.
Stick, yeah.
It does end up into an interesting play pattern. Yeah, Oko does beat Stasis by itself. It's a rough time.
Yeah, right. As if we haven't seen the power of Oko enough as is. Now we get to beat up on poor Stasis.
I'm pretty sure he's not aware of how this is going to work out for him. That Leovold is going to hurt a lot here.
Certainly.
And he has chosen to cast the Brainstorm, which will be a very interesting play pattern.
Yeah, I don't know why he cast the Brainstorm, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you get to draw nothing. It's going to be a fun time.
That sounds terrible.
And put 2 back. I'm not sure if you realize this, but
yeah.
you deal with those. You deal with those when they come.
Maybe,
I mean, assuming... I'm assuming he'll probably tap down on attack step, beginning of combat.
Yeah, he does have the, snare, is that what it was?
I think it was an erasure or something?
Snare, yes.
Yeah, an ensnare, you're correct. Bounce both islands, which you would get back, yep.
Yeah, at least stem it for a second, sure.
Yeah, and it's very good to get the Mystic Sanctuaries back. You can rebuy your Daze, your Spell Pierce. You can rebuy your Brainstorm.
Yeah, if
you can also rebuy the Ensnare, which is really funny.
Very true. I was gonna say if he could somehow clear this Leovold, getting that Brainstorm was incredible, but as it stands.
There should have been a Leovold trigger.
Oh, that's
there
very.
Definitely should have been triggers.
Because it's well, it's tap all creatures, right? So it's not being targeted. Is that what we're referring to?
Oh yeah, no. He'll get no Leovold triggers. There it is tap all creatures, I believe.
Okay, yes, thank you. Did a double check.
Yep, tap all creatures. It has no targeting on its subtext. Did we see what he put on top? I assume it was the Ensnarion, but you know.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. My bad. So, at an in-step Quaddle.
You do draw cards. It's a nice time to draw cards. Although I wonder what he drew naturally. Did he draw the Ensnarion? I did not see that. I know the Ensnare is supposed to be on top.
Well, we will see soon.
That is a scoop. That is mighty unfortunate for Lemon.
Yeah. Well, let's see. So we're going to the sideboarding then. Let's see. Wow, the sideboard for Lemon's deck is also kind of insane. 3 Black Vice is very, very interesting.
Yeah, the 3 Black Vice, as I mentioned way earlier in the beginning of the commentary, I would say. I'm not sure how you want to win with that. That's only if I guess you have explosive starts.
Yeah, and you've already got them sort of locked down.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the rest of this list. So we got 3 Black Vice, we got 2 Carpet of Flowers, we got 1 Nature's Claim, 2 Pithing Needles, 1 Surgical, 3 Veils, and 3 Chill.
Unfortunately, well, from what I'm seeing, maybe nothing's completely standing out for me, but I'm not really seeing anything that's just like a house against Doc's deck here. I mean, I suppose the Veil of Summer would be good, right? I mean, he did get Cabal Therapied into Oblivion.
Yeah, I think the Veil of Summer is probably the ones we're going to put in here. Probably a Pithing Needle or 2, 1 for Oko and 1 for whatever else you want to think.
So what is it do you think that he'll be taking out then? Do you think he'll be cutting any number of counter spells, or do you think it would be more along the lines of the Ensnares, or...
You know, I think you might cut like a Growth Spiral.
Okay, sure.
A Spell Pierce, like 1 Force or something. Like it's going to be a
all in on any one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like Dictative Crufix. I'm not sure how much it causes the combo to work out for you.
That's very true, and I mean, once again, it's nice once they're locked down, but it may just be he needs to get to the point where he can him locked down before he can do anything else. So yeah, I'd say you're probably right. Maybe the Dictative Crufix may just be a little too cute. So conversely, when we look over at Doc's deck, what are we thinking about pulling in from the board as well?
So we're looking at his board, which is a Bajuka Bog, 2 Carpet Flowers, 2 Crops, 2 Fluster Storms, 1 Surgical, 2 Veils, 1 Oof, Collector's Oof, of course, 1 Return to Nature, 1 Liliana's Last Hope, 1 Pernicious Deed, and 1 Yorion, which is your companion, of course.
I think having a bit of the Graveyard Hate in would be good, seeing as how it looked like Lemon was quite reliant on those Mystic Sanctuaries to get anything going.
I would say bringing in probably a Return to Nature is fine. Liliana is deader than dead. Veil, that becomes very questionable now. It's not for
Stasis and things like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at Pernicious Deed. I'm looking at Return to Nature. Maybe a Bog.
Yeah,
and a Crop.
Yeah, I don't think you need to go all in with the Surgical for the card disadvantage. But I mean, potentially the Bog and the Crop rotations would be good. Yeah, there doesn't seem like there's any real super big houses for either of these decks. It's like slam dunk on the other one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone goes into a game of Magic expecting I'm going to play against Stasis today. My sideboard is going to be fully against.
Well, and even nowadays, with Doc's deck talking about Nick Fit, I mean, it seems to be pretty popular around here, but that may just be because Doc is sort of a force around here. other than that, I mean, you also don't see Nick Fit floating around too much either.
Yeah, I think Nick Fit is one of those decks that people who like the deck play it. Also, if you're a bit of a troll and you enjoy playing weird crap and want to make big dudes, I always describe Nick Fit as the Timmy deck of Legacy because it's very clear. You know, you want to play big dudes and you want to play things that are cool.
Right.
You know, your definition of cool might be different from anyone else's, but cool is probably Marin. You know, Leovold is pretty spicy. Just a lot of big, fun creatures that do random things.
Questing beasts as well. That's a pretty big, flashy dude.
Yep, Questing Beast is a wall of text. I call it the word vomit card because it probably does everything and a little bit more.
Right. In one of the previous matches, I asked Doc, I was like, honestly, I don't even remember what it says on there. Will you please enlighten me? And he's like, yeah, dude, I got this memorized. And I'm like, you would, you know?
I think it's like Death Touch, Vigilance. I'm not sure if it has haste.
It does have haste.
Okay, it does have haste. It's got Death Touch, Vigilance, haste. Can't be blocked by creatures 2 or less. And then any damage it does to planeswalkers or players or creatures can't be prevented or something.
Yeah, it's something, man. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, it basically just either gets removed or wins.
I'm assuming Pit the Needle Oko.
Oko is
wild guess.
Chaotic Bear says, yep, 3 keywords and 3 static abilities.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And then Ray says 3 abilities per line per head. Yeah.
It is quite the beast.
Yeah, the flavor is off the charts on this. Okay, so
yeah, that sounds about right. If it hits a player, you can hit a planeswalker or something. We're gonna look at a turn 2 Ponder.
Yep, Ponder.
And the Oko, of course.
Hey, Brad, welcome to the chat. Good to see you, buddy.
Yep.
Work earlier.
There are very few situations where Questing Beast is very relevant for its last line of text. And he chose not to shuffle. Okay. Maybe he likes the top cards.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just drew the Polluted Delta fresh.
Yeah, certainly.
You do end up in those situations where you decide, you know, I want to ponder on this turn because I don't have lands, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see how Doc goes. Is he going to go for like a turn 2 Cabal Therapy? Or is he going to go for something else entirely?
I mean, the turn 2 Cabal Therapy, I mean, it proved to be really, really good last time, so I don't see why not if he has it.
Yeah, we're looking at an Underground Sea plus a Swamp. Snow covered, of course, for the Quaddles. And we're going to do 2. Maybe it's like a hymn or something? Like, yeah, we're looking at a good old Baleful Strix, the old school version of Quaddle.
Yeah. Let's see, does he have the Doc have the Torak?
No, he does not. You know, I was thinking double black because in my own mind, whenever I see double black, I just want to see a hymn.
Yeah, that or a Sinkhole.
Sinkhole would be funny. Awesome. I'm not playing Dead Gael here.
Yeah, well, not yet.
No, not yet.
See all sorts around here.
I mean, it could have been a bunch of different cards.
Very true.
But of course, we're gonna look at Baleful Strix for the draw.
Shrax or Touche or whatever it was earlier.
Oh
yeah. Yorion Dead Guy Ale incoming.
Yo, I'm ready. I'm ready to play my like 4 Gideon Zendikars, 4 Liliana the Veils, and like my 3 Liliana the Last Hope or something.
Oh yeah, get them.
We play Planeswalker Tribal.
Bad no Sinkhole.
Oh yeah. I wonder what he's fetching for here. Yep, we're gonna get a Tropical. Very strong possibility to green out.
Lands or anything.
Oh, we saw the Carpet of Flowers. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, that's going to get him his mana anyway, right? I didn't even think about that under a Stasis. That still makes mana.
Oh, yeah. And of course, I think Doc is probably going to take some choices when it comes to his mana base now, because he's going to probably avoid playing islands or anything close to it.
Yeah, certainly.
Which kind of leaves you in an interesting situation, because you need the blue to cast Quaddle along with a lot of your other cards.
Yeah, that's very true. I guess we'll just see. I mean, if Doc needs the mana enough, or if he feels he can benefit in a burst quick enough, then yeah, he'll probably just go for the islands.
It will be interesting to see, because we did see Doc's list. We do see 1 Unearth, 4 Cabal Therapies. We're going to probably see the Rex Sage come out for the Oko named Pithing Needle, I would assume, if we can get to it.
Yeah, true.
And honestly, this game's not all locked up yet by Lemon. We're still missing a lot of cards. The game is still wide open. We can get a lot of Baleful Strix hits in.
Oh, yeah.
Very true. And interestingly enough, Blue-Green Stasis, of course, does not play any creatures, so you're not going to get beaten in the face much for Doc.
Yeah, he can just sort of chill. You know, his life total is padded.
I mean, at worst, he's going to get Garut. At worst.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking last game as well. If he can pull the Gruk out, then it's something.
Yeah, making tokens is a pretty good way to live your life. Just beast within him, beast within him.
Other than decking, is the one Garuk his only main deck, Lemon's main deck win condition then?
Based on what I see here, yes.
What it's looking like to me as well. I mean, I like that. I mean, you really want to go as low on threats as possible in this deck just to really lock people down. But like I said, it's possible he added in the Black Vices.
It is possible, depending on what he wants to do. And he's going to be Abrupt Decaying either the Carpet of Flowers or... we're going to see the Veil.
Nice.
That is a good one.
Very good.
And drawing cards is very, very beneficial in this circumstance.
I hadn't realized that was an upkeep.
That is an interesting choice. I guess the Decay was targeting Carpet of Flowers? I can't imagine you would upkeep Decay the Yoko.
Yeah, the Needle on Oko, right.
Yeah. I cannot imagine a situation where you end up in the situation where you're like, okay, I really need to get rid of this Oko Pithing Needle on his upkeep.
On this upkeep, sure. Yeah. Not entirely sure.
Yeah, he's just going to pass forward. Yeah. We do know that there's Veil on top of his deck, but, you know, it's fine. Draw a card anytime he plays a green spell. Or black. And I do have to wonder what's in his hand. I think we saw 2 cards, but I'm not entirely sure on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. And then for the Strix beats, the Owl. At you.
Interestingly to note, if he doesn't find enough things, which, you know, playing a blue-green Stasis deck, you should find enough things. But he could just die to Strix beats.
Yeah, very, very possible.
It is a sad way to live, but...
True. Chaotic says, think you just make him have the mana on his turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. I think it's interesting that you want to do that, but I guess Doc really wants to get to double blue. And he doesn't like the fact that the Carpet's there, because he's going to have to do double blue and then get more mana for himself on Lemon's side. Yeah, he's going to Wasteland, I would assume... the Mystic Sanctuary here? Yeah.
Yeah, that way you can't keep bouncing and getting value out of it, certainly.
Yeah, it does come into a kind of weird situation where I think...
in a surgical here. Like I'd said, I mean, I figured he would bring in some sort of graveyard tape. What are we naming with surgical?
Interestingly enough, he could name Mystic Sanctuary to be a complete douche.
Yeah.
He could also be naming Ponder, I guess, as his other choice.
Very powerful card.
On top of that, it's a double whammy because we know Veil's on top and he hasn't drawn it yet, so that now gets shuffled in.
Yep, that's powerful. Yeah, I like that.
And I think Doc decided not to pay black, so he's paying 2 life, which is the most obvious choice of surgical.
Which also,
and I think he's still trying to decide what he's going to name. He definitely doesn't want to see Veil.
Yeah, I also think it makes sense because Lemon plays counters, and so I guess Doc was leaving up as much mana as he could for the soft permission.
Yes. I am sorry for yawning y'all, but it is. And it is going to be the Mystic Sanctuary. We're going to see the rest of the deck shuffled in. Ooh, that is a Garuk. Uncastable currently.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised he decided not to force it. Interesting.
Yeah.
And they're gonna go one by one what's in the deck. Because he, of course, does get to see the full deck.
Yeah.
And we do see the veils. We see the pithing needles. Breeding pool. Arted breeding pool for altered. That's nice. I think we saw 2 spell pierce so far, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
which means he must have taken out, what, growth spirals, I guess? I haven't seen any yet.
Right?
Yeah, there's the other Mystic Sanctuary.
Call. He did keep in the crew fix.
Yeah. Yeah, it must have been 3 growth spirals.
Called it. Yeah, good work.
Yeah. Interesting choices. And then I'm not sure if we saw Howling Mines either.
Oh, no Howling Mines that I
So
saw.
Howling Mines plus the growth spirals is a very interesting choice because that leaves you only Dictate of Crufix, which I'm not sure you want over your Howling Mine. I mean, it is a bit harder to cast.
Women would know better than I would.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not familiar enough, and I can't say with like enough confidence that, you know, whatever I say is, you know, a smart play. Especially in this kind of deck. I've played Miracles for a long time. I've played Stoneblade for a long time. This is one of those decks where I'm not sure what you'd be doing here. Then we're going to see on Doc's side, we're going to see a Uro, I believe.
Yes, that looks like an Uro. Back at it.
Yeah, back at it again, and I think it should be disappearing soon. Yeah, that is a crucial point for Dictate. It is a flash spell, so technically it's an instant.
Yeah, good call on that.
Yeah. We're going to gain 3 life. We're going to put in a Averted Catacomb. We're going to see that thing disappear. Earl will probably be back, ladies and gentlemen.
As he tends to do. Alright, so what's Lemon got here?
We know there's a Force Will in his hand, along with a couple other cards that are known. I think only one card is unknown now, because he's drawn it.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to go for the Garuk, then?
I mean, he can. You definitely can make the mana for it. It becomes a question of, do you want to make the mana for it?
Yeah, I mean, and then he gets to untap 2 lands if he chooses, or he can make a beast or what have you.
Yeah, but if he chooses to make a beast, he's going to be putting Garruk just far lower. It starts at 3, you minus it for 1, you know, you're going to take 2 hits and then it's gone from the...
A scary place to be in.
Yeah.
Want to keep that Garuk alive at all costs.
Yeah, we're gonna play it, but I'm not sure if we're gonna plus or minus.
I would probably plus, like you'd said. That makes the most sense, and then it gives you more mana to play with as well.
Yeah, I mean the mana is nice to keep up considering you tap down your green. You know, you could bait out a Veil, basically here, just fake that you have it.
Right.
You could also just have Brainstorm and whatever else. And we're making a 3/3.
All right,
which isn't a bad choice.
Hey, that's a nice beast token he's got there. It looks like a foil that's been washed out.
Yeah, I've seen these kind of tokens before where people just have like a kind of foil sheet and just play with them. It makes for an easy way of playing with tokens. Although my favorite kind of token to play with is the dry erase tokens that you can just write whatever you want on it.
Oh, wow, yeah, I've never seen those. That's really cool.
Yeah, they're really nice. I've seen them like once or twice in tournament where it is just I guess a dry erase like material.
Yeah.
And you just write your whatever is supposed to be there, and it's washable or whatever, and you just take it off. It's super easy.
That's cool.
Yeah, that does sound about right, Sadistic. That sounds about right.
What was that?
Sadistic came in and explained who made it, and I think it is Ultra Pro.
Okay, cool. Shout out to Ultra Pro.
I wouldn't put it past them for making them. They are really cool tokens. Although I am partial to RK Post's tokens. His custom token work is just ludicrous. It's a lot of fun to see all the tokens he makes, and then the different options that you can get. You know, he's got like the gold, like plastic mold stuff,
Yeah, he does
versus like the paper. It's really cool to see like the really hardy ones. We're gonna see a Spell Seeker. Okay.
Oh, here
what are we getting here?
Doc's newest tech, Spell Seeker here.
It actually is a pretty interesting tech because you can get Unearth. You can also get Cabal Therapy, and you can also get Green Sun Zenith. It just depends on what you're looking for. And honestly, I'm not sure what he wants most right now. You can green sun Zenith for 0 and get a Dryad Arbor. I don't think he really cared to do that. If he gets the green sun. Or you can just wait for another turn and get the green sun and green sun for 3, get rid of the Pithing Needle and Oko and call it a day, as you probably have Oko in your hand.
Yeah, certainly.
I mean, it just depends on how you want to do it. Although we're probably going to see from now on just plussing the Guruk in response to getting swung at. We're going to probably see like some trading parity.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're going to see a Cabal Therapy. What are we naming here? I think we know his full hand. I see a Forcible Daze and a Island. And I'm not sure if he just wants to get the Forcible out of hand or if he wants to bait something.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Just get the Force of Will out of there.
I mean, I guess you just pick it out and just call it a day on that one.
Yeah. To worry about it in the future and then just play around days.
Yeah, I mean, just play around days. Always keep 1 mana open. The old Grixis Delver strat of, oh man, I'm playing against Grixis Delver, better always have 1 more extra mana. Because I don't know if they have it.
Certainly.
And it seems like we passed back to Lemon. Be interesting to see how this plays out. Because I'm honestly not sure what his outs are here, besides Plessinger, whenever you can.
I think you're right on that. I think it's just going to be Garuk or bust.
We're going to be floating a mana here off of the Carpet of Flowers, I would assume. Don't know what it's going to be. I would assume green.
Yeah. Got blue for days.
Yeah, we're going to be tapping down the Forsaken City plus the Tropical. Untap that. Make 2 mana. Not sure if we made a blue or a green. So we have 3 floating.
3 floating.
Of which 1 is colorless, I want to say, because I don't think Forsaken City actually makes colors.
Ah.
Oh, it does.
We have a Chain of Vapor. Looks like he's bouncing the Garuk. And recasting.
Okay, this is a weird choice.
Yeah, I suppose it's just to really get that Garuk alive as possible.
He wants to make more blockers, I guess.
Once again, I mean, Doc really, really has all the abilities to go over and through these 3/3s. But I mean, they're getting in there. Can't count them out.
Indeed, you do end up in a situation where the amount of 3/3s will probably overrun you. I don't think Doc has a board wipe.
Like I said, he could have possibly brought in the Deed.
Yeah, you could have brought in the Deed and just 0 it and destroy all things with 0 or less. But
yeah, true. I guess we'll just see, huh? Once again, that
Grook's down to 1 again.
Really good right now. A Green Sun into a Questing Beast.
I mean, yeah, you end up in a situation where you might be playing that. Of course, we're going to see a Baleful Strix to draw more cards. I'm always partial to drawing more cards. It's a choice I like making.
It's one of those things in Magic the Gathering that have been generally considered.
Yeah, it's generally considered the best card in Magic is probably like Ancestral Recall. Drawing 3 cards is really good.
Yeah.
And anytime you can draw 3 cards is like ultimately no downside. It's a pretty good time to be in.
Oh yeah, so good that basically they're all banned. But technically, Brainstorm is kind of like our recall.
Yeah, in a sense. We did see the Carpet of Flowers being busted out. Rest in peace, Carpet of Flowers.
Yeah, R.I.P. So it looks like he isn't gunning for the pithing needle then. So maybe Oko really isn't on Doc's mind right now.
I'm not really sure this is what I would have gone for, but okay. I probably would have baited out the breeding pool and just like messed with him to force him to like cabal therapy me.
Yeah. Yeah, Rad knows. Recall is the best card in MTG for sure.
Oh yeah. Honestly, it puts Doc in a position where, you know, he's probably gonna be double hitting the Garuk and then maybe Spellseeker once in the face.
Yeah.
It just depends on what he wants to do. And you are correct. Chaotic. Doc knows that it's only days left, which is why I was saying breeding pool probably should have been best kept in the hand.
Yeah.
It's a situational kind of thing where you just want to mess with your opponent, think you have something.
And Doc can also just lay another threat right now just to not even worry about the 3/3s.
We're doing 4 mana here. I think we saw a double blue, a green probably, and something else. And I have to wonder what he's going to be casting. I assume it might be the Uro from the grave, but there are other options for 4.
Oh wow, I'd forgotten that Uro was even. It looks like that's what he's going for.
Yeah, I mean, gaining 3 life, putting down a land is also very good.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, the game's on long enough that we know that life's rough.
Yeah.
Also, do we know if the Cabal Therapy has been sacked too?
I think it. I don't think it's been flashed back yet. No.
Okay.
Yes, and it is still in the graveyard.
Yes. Is he supposed to be at 12 life? Okay. Yeah, gaining 3. Yep. I'm gonna see the double hit, of course, to Garuk. Get rid of that value engine. I'm not sure what Lemon has to do here. You know, you end up in a situation where you got a giant Uro staring at you, and you got 1/1s that are Death Touchers and a 1/2.
I also wonder why it was that Doc didn't swing in with Spellseeker.
He's going to be getting Uro too. He's going to be Yorion to the hand.
Oh boy.
The new companion kicking in, where we have sorcery speed, pay 3, put it in the hand.
Turns out it's still not too bad as long as the game goes on long. You have a board presence. Oh, yeah, he's gonna get quite a bit of value off that Yorion.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking we'll swing out with the Baleful Strixes.
Yeah.
Maybe with the Uro, force him to double block.
Yeah, because once again, Uro can just keep on trucking afterwards. He's got the graveyard.
And then just cast you around and bounce everything.
Yeah, exactly. Not only that, but then if he double blocks, Lemon effectively has nothing.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm surprised he's not. Okay, yeah, he's gonna be swinging here.
One of those things.
Is he gonna be taking it?
He's taking it.
No, he's not taking it yet. We just know that there's an attack. That is an attack trigger on Uro, not a damage trigger.
Right.
The decision here is now: do you want to block the Uro, double block, kill it, force him to sack a bunch of things?
That sounds terrible. He's doing it though.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. And I think there's a question of how many cards are in the graveyard, so can you recast Uro, please?
Oh boy.
It does come to one of those situations where you end up in a rock and a hard place. Lemon is just trying to get to his outs, which he does not have many.
No, they're very minimal at this point, but I mean they're there.
Did he decide not to double block? Because he just took.
Oh no, he did take it. I thought he moved the creatures up to signify that they blocked, but I suppose not.
Yeah, I do wonder what's in his hand though. Maybe a force. Yeah, hard cast a force, dude. That's a dream to live on.
Okay.
At least you stop the shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely. That Yorion would have just pushed Doc way ahead.
I mean, more than the comfortable position he's in already. He is up 1 game after all.
Certainly.
I wonder if he's got another Cabal Therapy. Oh, Hex Drinker, okay.
Let's just keep on coming.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, I don't think Lemon really has a chance here. It's kind of gone away from him at this point.
I mean, I'm sitting here with bated breath, hoping something will happen, but you know, then the realization kicks in that this may just be over.
Yeah, I think we're looking at GG here.
Science and everything coming at him.
I mean, I'm assuming you just dump everything into Hex Drinker and then swing out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's lethal, isn't it? If he just goes for the gusto here.
I think so. I mean, you can block Uro, but you can't block Hex Drinker.
Right, you can block the. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9 coming at him. Unless, and Lemon only has the days in hand, right?
Yep, only days in hand. That's actually lethal. You just pump up Hex Drinker to however much he's supposed to get his.
Unless Doc misplays this, I think he's got it.
Ah, he almost did.
Almost did. Yeah, if he does the combat math right, then.
He should. I should have protection from everything.
And he's also gonna gain 3 life, draw a card.
You should just be swinging out here. You really should just be swinging out here. This should be like the full. This should be the full swing.
It should be the full swing because that's game.
Yeah. You can only block 2 creatures, of which he's gonna block the Uro and whatever 1/1.
Yeah.
Get your land.
Figures a 2/2, right? Yeah, that's it. I think Lemon's. Oh wait.
Spellseeker's a 1/2.
Okay. So he's not taking 7. He is taking lethal.
Oh, 1/1, sorry. Yeah, 1/1. Yeah, he's taking lethal there.
All right.
And this is the one night that we can proudly say the mods have 3-0'd.
3-0.
One night.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say if it'll ever happen again? But you know what? This one will go down in the records.
Okay, don't make it a curse of the Great Bambino. We don't win for like 100 years.